Hi, welcome back to the Mother Cluckers Keto Kitchen. Tonight we are making zucchini boats. These are really good. The first thing that we're going to do, or as you want to do, is you want to get usually just 2 zucchinis, but I am going to do a meal prep with these, so I'm going to use 4. They're going to be cut in half. One of these is a serving. What you want to do is you want a medium, kind of a small to medium, kind of healthy looking one. I'm going to cut both ends off of all of them, and we're going to slice them down the middle. And then we're actually going to put these in my low convection oven. We're going to cook these until they're tender. The good thing to do is to take out the insides of this. You just get a spoon, just kind of go through and scoop the inside out. And we'll leave a little hollow opening for the meat to go in. Okay, now that we have all the zucchini boats emptied out, or hollowed out, we're going to put them in this convection oven. Just going to set them in here, let them cook till they get tender. I don't know if I get enough room for all of them. Nice. Yeah. It'll work. Alright. I usually cook them in here. You can cook them in the oven, 400 for about 20 minutes, 20-25 minutes until they're tender. Over here we have our ground beef that's cooking already. And you want to get it kind of in a small crumble so that it goes in these boats a little easier. The fattier the meat you use, the better. We're looking for a higher fat in our meals. So we'll get this kind of chopped up here a little bit. And we'll get this all browned. We're going to add in a couple of things here. We'll be adding in 1.5 cups of onion, diced, any way you want it. It can be large chunks, small chunks, medium chunks, minced, however you want to do that. So we're going to turn some heat up here because we're going to do this real quick and get our onion out. I already have a 1/2 cup of onion that's already diced. And we're going to go ahead and do this one. Oops, and get it done real quick too. Going to add all this in. And let that cook. The other thing that we're going to add in for a little more kick is a jalapeno. And we're going to let that saute in here with the onions and the beef. Those of you that work with jalapenos knows that gloves are your friend. Otherwise, your eyes are going to be sorry. And you're going to walk around blind crying. So, trouble with the gloves for some reason. Alright, so gloves, medium to large jalapeno. Cut the top off, slice it down the middle, and you're going to want to pull the innards out, the insides. This is where all the really hot, spicy stuff is. Do not let it splash you in the eyeball. You will regret it for the rest of tonight and tomorrow. So we're going to pull all this out. And then we are going to cut these into strips, and then we're going to dice these up. Keep your gloves on until you are done touching everything that the jalapeno has touched. Because believe me, you will be sorry. So I'm just going to cut these into strips. Pile them up. And chop them up. Hopefully I don't get my glove caught in here. That would be good. Alright. Put all that in there. Also, another word to the wise, when you're using any kind of cutting board and you're taking things off of it with your knife, use the back of it, otherwise you dull your blade. Alright, so now I'm going to mix this all up. I'll make a mess. And if you have a cast iron skillet, it's probably good to use that. Meat actually browns a lot better in a cast iron. Alright, so that's going to this. We are going to add a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. We're going to add 1 full teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and we're going to mix this all in. And keep in mind, this will be a spicy dish. That's what I like. That's how I make it. You do not have to use the extra red pepper flakes. You also do not have to use a full jalapeno. If you're wimpy like my daughter, you won't use any of it. If you're strong like me, you'll use it all. Alright, so we will let those sit there and simmer. And we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. Just finishing up browning our ground beef. And I didn't mention earlier that this is 2 pounds of ground beef. That way I have some extra for a spaghetti or anything like that I want, because I won't use all of this for this meal. Usually it calls for just 1 pound, but I usually do 2 pounds because I use the same mixture for a spaghetti. Alright, that's going. The next thing we're going to add is minced garlic. And we are going to add, oops, that's not going to fit, a whole tablespoon in there. And we'll let that cook. The next thing we're going to add is a tomato paste. I buy the tubes, they stay fresher, keep them in the fridge. You can use what you need, you don't have to waste a whole can, because one of those small cans is just way too much. What this does is gives it extra texture, extra flavor, makes it more rich. And then the last seasoning that we're going to add is cumin, and we're going to add a tablespoon of it. Close enough. And then we're going to let these all cook. You want to make sure you get that tomato paste mixed in pretty good. Now we're going to add, I believe it's a 15-ounce can. It might be a 14-ounce can of tomato sauce. 15-ounce can. This is no sugar added, which doesn't mean there's no sugar. Tomatoes have a natural occurring sugar in them as a vegetable. Just like fruits do, other vegetables also have natural occurring sugars. This has no added sugar in the ingredients. It's basically tomatoes, salt, onions, garlic, sweet bell pepper, and a citric acid to keep it stable. That's it. But it does have a natural sugar. It has its own natural sugar in it. I don't know if you can actually buy a tomato sauce that does not have any sugar in it. It may claim to not have any sugar in it, but I can guarantee you that every tomato has sugar in it. You're going to use the whole can. Stir that up, mix it really good. And then this is the base of what's going to go in those zucchini boats. It's basically a type of spaghetti, like a really meaty Mexican spaghetti sauce, I guess you would call it. So we're going to turn the heat down on this to about 3. We're going to let this simmer just a little bit so we can get some of those flavors in there while we're waiting on our zucchini boats to finish up. And then when we get that back, we'll get it all plated up and I'll show you some different variations. See you in a bit. Alright, welcome back. Everything is almost done. Zucchini boats are almost done cooking. They should be popping up here in just a second. Our meat is nicely cooked. Everything is all incorporated, nice and hot. And it looks really good. It smells really awesome in here too, by the way. So what we're going to do, as soon as this goes off, we are going to get this all plated up. I do not personally eat cheese right now, but what I'm going to do is make a plate of my own that has no cheese, and then I'm going to make one that does have cheese. The cheese that I'm using is a hard cheese on this one. It's by Kerrygold. Has a really distinct flavor, almost kind of like kind of between a Swiss and I can't think of the other one right now, but it has its own flavor, and it actually kind of tastes really good when you incorporate it with tomato sauce. The other thing that you're going to squeeze on there is some full fat sour cream. Doesn't have to be this brand, it can be any brand. This is just what I have on hand. So at this point, so we're going to wait for these, and they are done. So I have 2 plates. One I'm going to do with and one without. So these are going to be a little soft, which is what you want. So I'm going to take some of our mix, and you want to load this up in there, just like a boat. Doesn't matter if it's overflowing or not. You want it from the front to the back. If you need extra salt or pepper, you can put that on there. This is the one without the cheese. This is the one that I will be eating tonight. Set that over there. The one that my husband is going to eat is going to look the same, except he eats cheese. So we're going to load his up extra special for him. And this cheese we are going to actually grate. This is a hard cheese, like I said. It's not soft. It needs to be grated. I don't recommend eating it by itself. You're just going to get a grater and you're going to put some on there. It should melt pretty nice. I'll do that. And then I don't believe this has been opened yet. These things are the best, by the way. You can make all your little designs on them. And that's it. Stuffed zucchini boats with cheese and sour cream. Enjoy! This is a stuffed zucchini boat with cheese and sour cream.